and welcome to the third episode of the VE Voidcast. Back once again. My name is Rick. I'm here with my boy Devin.
Well. Look who decided to grace us with his presence 10 minutes late.
Look,
You think this is a game, Rick?
I'm here. I'm ready to cast. That's all that matters.
Is it? Is it really?
That's all that matters.
All right, whatever, bud. Whatever. I won't forget this.
We're back here just like a Walking Dead character from last week. They're not going to forget it.
No.
Except they
not.
do forget it because it has no relevance on the rest of the plot. Whoo!
Yeah. Whatever.
I just re-salted the wound.
Which wound is this, actually?
The wound that Telltale games are garbage and Life is Strange is a god.
Okay, you see, there's a lot of Walking Dead content, and they all kind of have wounds that are...
That's
well,
true.
the comics don't.
The comics
TV
are pretty
show.
perfect, if I'm being honest.
TV show this season so far was really getting into some dicey stuff.
Yeah, I know. I got your messages every Sunday night.
Jesus, the freaking! I called it, but the garbage can.
Yeah,
I called it.
I know. You
how
called
unlikely
it, from the
it was.
There's no way he's dead.
He's just hiding under a garbage can.
And then they're just gonna kill him later. Fuck it.
All right. Let's get into it, bud.
All right. News.
Yeah,
We got some.
we do every week.
Every week, we got something.
So let's do the main big one that happened. Mighty Number 9 delayed yet again.
Is this really a surprise at this point?
It's just kind of sick.
On the one hand, I'm kind of glad that they're delaying it because I saw the game in motion and it did not look like the Mega Man spiritual successor that we all want.
Well, that's the issue, but they're delaying it for more online stuff.
Oh, really?
Because they can't get their, matchmaking to work.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Mighty Number 9 is dead in the water.
Yeah, personally, I wasn't going to play it anyways, but it's still kind of salty.
Yeah, I really like Mega Man, and I probably would have bought it if it was like $20 or so.
I still have to play Shovel Knight, and that's going to take priority over
true.
Mighty Number 9.
I have to play Shovel Knight, too. Especially now they have that free Plague Doctor thing.
Ooh, that's right.
That looked fun. I like the Plague Doctor character a lot.
If one day it goes on sale on the Vita, which it probably never will,
No.
for some reason, I'll pick it up right then and there.
That's a good call. I can't fault you for that.
Nope. So yeah, that was a bummer for people, for the backers yet again.
I'm not even sure if the backers want the game anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. I think the hype is dead. When it comes out, if it's good, it'll just bounce right back. People will be like, oh yeah, oh baby, this is what we wanted all along. And they'll forget all of this, but it's still salty.
I don't think that'll happen, for being honest.
I don't know, gamers are fickle.
True.
I'm pretty fickle.
I mean, if it's good, I'm sure that will happen. I'm unsure of the odds of it actually coming out good.
It's true.
A lot of questionable decisions went into designing that game.
Especially when online is your focus for the last 2 delays.
Yeah. Can't say I agree with that.
Yeah. So, that's that. Next up, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, confirmed, coming to the West. So that's nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we all could have assumed that, but it's nice to have it officially confirmed.
You just never know with these Japanese games sometimes.
Yeah.
You think they're coming, and then they never do.
They never do. And then sometimes you have games like the Gundam series that they just decide, hey, it's coming.
Hey,
it'll be here if you want it.
I don't even know if people knew about this game that much, but here it is. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, we know now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to buy it just because it's an import.
Yeah.
It looks cool, though.
It does look cool.
I want this Valkyria Chronicles remastered.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't played Valkyria Chronicles yet, and so now it's the perfect time.
It's the perfect time for you. I will say, on the one hand, I want to support the game, but on the other hand, I essentially have the remastered edition because I play it on PC. So all of the improvements that they're talking about, I already have experienced.
Yeah.
But I'll still probably
buy
get
trophies.
Yeah, trophies.
I get trophies, baby.
Trophies. I'll still probably buy it to support the idea of more Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah, or just buy the new game coming out eventually.
True.
Still support.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next, Now, did you do this that we're about to talk about?
Oh, I did the Vote Vita.
Vote Vita campaign.
I want my boy Gio to know that there's some fucking weebs out there that want some nice Japanese titles.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, right now it is Japanese titles. If this gets bigger and bigger, we could see maybe other stuff happening. I don't know what, but for right now, it is just Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
I mean, it's a very token effort from Sony. But
yeah.
At least it shows that the Vita is not completely off their radar.
Yeah, so let me see. I know the last time I checked their Twitter, they had 5,500 votes.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like that's probably still where they're at now. So yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, look up Vote Vita. There's a survey to take about 4 games. If you would like to see them come over, stuff like that.
You would like to see them. Take it from us.
If you're a Vita boy, you want Vita games anyways.
Yeah, you'll take anything. You'll take the scraps that Gio gives you off the table.
Oh, and scraps. That's definitely what we get. But sometimes you need some scraps.
Oh, man, PSX, when he came out there looking all smug with the Vita, and then he announced like 6 ports of indie games.
Boy. Yep, just kept pulling the Vita out of his pocket. Oh yeah, this is on Vita too. It's like, well, thanks.
Thanks, it's a game that literally everyone else has been playing for years.
Thanks, Gio. Bastion's finally out on Vita.
Bastion. The hot
Great
indie
game,
title of 2011. Was it 2011?
It's been long enough. I know that.
It's been a while. It might not be. It might not be 2011. I'm not sure.
You know, who needs facts?
Who needs facts? This is a podcast. People come here for our winning personalities.
Something like that. So yeah, the Vote Vita campaign. Check it out. Pretty cool. And then next on the Vita train, Skullgirls Vita port has been completed.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah, so they put up on their Twitter a little video of it on the Vita, and so they're in their submission process now. And so after that, they'll be popping out a release date.
Ah, that's good stuff. Here's my concern. What do we have as far as technical specs?
You know, Rick, I take what I can get. The scraps of just knowing it's coming out.
I'm going to be honest, I can't play a fighter at 30 FPS. I can't.
True. It's gonna be 30.
I can tolerate pretty much any game, especially on the Vita, at 30 FPS. But a fighter, it's got to be 60.
It's just for some cheeky lulz, all right?
Yeah, for the campaign or whatever it is they're putting out, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just not sure if that's worth, what, $40? Is it is it going to be a fully priced release, or is it going to be...
No. The PS4 version's $25, and at the time they said it was going to be cross-buy, so if you have the PS4 version, you should still be getting the Vita version for free. Okay.
Then you're getting the...
Yes, I'll have it.
You'll have it for free then, because you're getting the PS4 version, aren't you?
I already have it, but it was on sale this last week for $10.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah, so now I can practice my character and then take it to the PC version.
Maybe you'll
so
finally
I can blast
play with
your
me.
Bottom.
Let's
not
I've been
get our hopes
practicing, not daily, but pretty regularly.
Some of us have been busy playing real men's games like Disney Infinity.
My God, I can't wait for Toys to Life to die.
The way I'm going, it's never going to die. They getting all my money, Rick.
I mean, I guess Nintendo can keep doing it, because they're the only ones who actually do it well.
Well, they just released toys, and then their game support's minimum.
Exactly.
But their toys are great.
The toys are great, though. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. Like that Shovel Knight amiibo.
The Shovel Knight amiibo is fantastic. Can you dig it?
Can scan through the box or through your mouth if you put the amiibo in there. There's some confirmation on that on Griffin's Amiibo Corner.
That's the best series Polygon does.
Do they have the new episode up yet?
No, I have heard.
My God.
I have been watching Nick's Twitter like a hawk, And I mean, I do that anyway because Nick's Twitter feed is usually pretty funny. But I've heard nothing about their cast. And I'm real sad about it because
Jesus.
I want to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where that goes.
Griffin already does casts.
Yeah.
But they're not video game related.
No.
It's just him and his brothers just shooting the shit.
Lolling around.
Which is still fun. But
oh yeah, definitely.
But I like my game casts though.
Oh, so do I, bud. That's why we're making one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're here.
It just reminded me. I forgot to say woo when we did the news.
Went into the news.
We're already slipping.
Now that we're finally doing separate audio tracks, so that we both sound the same instead of me sounding good and you sounding like hot garbage. I can actually splice in the woo.
You're hot garbage.
When I'm the one recording, I'm not the hot garbage. I'm the one who sounds good because I'm not recording off of Skype.
Hot garbage. All right, let's move into the next one, bud.
All right.
So we have a new Paper Mario game rumored.
I was on, when you sent that to me at first, I was on the hype train, but then
you were on the hype train. You were going crazy, and I'm like, stop it.
My brain started taking over, and I realized, actually,
it's not a new studio. These people made Paper Mario 1 and Thousand Year Door, but they also made Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star.
Yeah.
So they have ups and they have downs, and lately it's just been downs.
Full on downs.
So I was like, you need to calm down here, buddy. This could still be hot garbage.
Maybe this is the one, though, where they release the 1001st Year Door.
Maybe they could take fan feedback that we want just what the first two were, and just do that again.
That would be nice. But you know Miyamoto is going to stick his own cheeky little donger in there and try and get something weird in it.
Maybe it's Sticker Star 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So
the worst part is
yourself.
Sticker Star wouldn't have been that bad if they had just kept the RPG mechanics.
Yeah, that was weird.
People shit on Sticker Star. The stickers mechanic was not the worst.
No.
I wasn't a huge fan of it, but if they still had the classic Paper Mario RPG mechanics, it would have been fine.
Which makes perfect sense design-wise. Take your game, add these new sticker mechanics.
But keep the core of what makes it good.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what they do with that Paper Mario series.
Ever since Iwata passed on, bless his soul, Miyamoto's just been... He's been running train.
I mean, Sticker Star came out some time ago, so...
He's been running train. Yeah, but he did that one on the slick. Iwata,
under the table.
Iwata can't catch it all.
Under the table and doing these Sticker Stars.
He was busy programming Kanto again, just to practice into Pokemon Gold and Silver.
I need a refresh of my programming skills. Oh man! Oh,
I hope
that's
it's good.
Wonderful.
I really hope it's good.
I do, but I'm not going to get my hopes up.
It's a Wii U. It's Wii U, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is their big. This is their mainline console.
That's dead.
Well,
and they know it. They're making a new console.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. If they had said, I almost wish they'd said new Paper Mario game rumored for like 2017 or something, because then that would mean it's an NX launch title.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want a Paper Mario game on the Wii U.
Exactly.
Unless the NX is backwards compatible, in which case, fine.
Yeah. So, this could go so many different ways. They're running down my Paper Mario Rick, just like my Chibi Robo.
With that great DS title.
I'm one of those young kids who likes all the obscure Nintendo games. Who needs normal Mario games when you have Paper Mario?
I'm pretty sure.
Chibi Robo.
Pretty sure Paper Mario is pretty universally.
Yeah, but Chibi Robo really isn't.
That's true, but I think that's more because there weren't as many copies put out.
Yeah,
it's a rare title.
Oh yeah, it's still worth some money.
I think today, though, universally, Chibi Robo is pretty acclaimed.
I don't know, bud. Not when those new youths are playing, what was the new Chibi Robo game?
I don't know.
Ziplash.
It was like a platformer, I think.
Yeah. So I doubt they know anything of the greatness that was the original Chibi Robo. But anyways, back to the news, bud.
What we got?
So on top of that rumor, we have another rumor. This one, the Paper Mario rumor is probably likely. It came from, what was her name? Emily Roberts? Who apparently had leaked rumors before that came true.
Okay.
Whereas this last news, this is completely out of nowhere. We don't know much. But it's interesting and it's something to talk about, which is Star Wars Imperial Commando. Rumored to be shown off at E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a sequel to Republic Commando, the old classic fantastic game.
See, I'm not sure if I can believe this, because Imperial Commando has been the tried and true rumor for years now. It's always been Imperial Commando, and time again, it has been proven that Imperial Commando is not a real thing that's coming. Yeah. If it had a different title, I might be able to say, like, okay, but Imperial, the title is what gets me, because that's the title that all the fakes have used for years now.
Yeah, so this is probably still smoke, but it gets you, wanting another Republic Commando.
Oh yeah,
because Halo 5 tried to do the combat or the squad stuff and failed.
And it's not Republic Commando.
No, Republic Commando for its time did stuff right.
Fantastic.
Your squad actually mattered. They had specific roles that only they could do.
Wow. I mean,
some of them they did.
In terms of the story, yes. In terms of gameplay, it didn't matter.
Well, yeah, but still, it's something.
It's something.
Whereas Halo 5, your squads meant nothing.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have any purpose.
No.
Except to be an excuse for 4-player co-op.
Yeah, they didn't even really do anything. Their AI was pretty bad. The AI in Republic Commando is actually pretty good. They actually would kill.
Yeah.
And I in my head, like, I wanted to believe, I'm not sure if this is true, but I wanted to believe that, like, if you took the time to make sure Sev was the one on the sniper's nest, and if you took the time to make sure that, like, Scorch was in the grenade spot, that they would do more damage. I'm not sure. It's probably not true, but headcanon-wise, that's the case.
Yeah.
Because Little Rick always made sure that it was Sev who went to the sniper's nest when there was, like, a spot for him.
At least in their head, in your head, they have purpose.
What?
Unlike Halo 5,
yeah.
They couldn't even revive you properly.
I know it.
It's like, oh my god.
What also does give me a little bit of hope, at least, is that after the whole Disney purging of the legacy of the the Republic, the Delta Squad guys are canon.
Yeah, they're in the Clone Wars.
They're in Clone Wars for like 30 seconds, which technically makes them canon. Literally anything they've done is not canon, but them as characters are canon.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me. As long as they're canon, I don't care. Because they're some of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Their legacy stuff is actually really good too. I've read a lot of the books about Delta Squad. Good stuff.
I would suck a hot donger for a new Republic Commando, Rick.
Oh yeah. You gotta.
Sometimes you have to get down and dirty.
Mm-hmm. To get the Imperial Commando.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope. But I'm not gonna let myself get too stoked, because I've been burned before by this franchise.
Just like with Paper Mario. When it comes to rumors these days, I'm just like, whatever. But it sparks a little fire in me. I'm like, well, maybe this could be interesting.
Keeps me one step away from the sturdy rope. You know.
Yeah, I do know. The sturdy rope, bud. It'll get you one of these days.
With the Home Depot credit card.
I don't know how else you're going to buy it. You're not going to pay it back. All right, so that was our news section for today.
Not bad news this time. Got some good stories.
Yeah, try to keep it a little more like, here's news topics that we care about, not just news for the sake of news.
Yeah, that's true. News for the sake of news. Then it's too much.
Yeah, because it's a week that goes by. There's a lot
A
of
lot of
news that
stuff
happens.
that we don't really care about.
Exactly. But this is stuff we could get into. You got the Vita, you got your Jap games,
Yep.
You got your dead rumors.
Yep. I'm all about dead rumors.
Yep. You got your trash paper Mario.
Yep.
So, all right. Yeah, I'll go through these real quick. So
I've seen this list. I need a little explanation on it.
It's a wild list. So, the last week played a few games. Played 3/4 Home on the Vita.
What?
It was a cheeky little run.
What is that?
Through. So it's like an hour-long game where you play as this girl, and you're driving home, and along the way home you're talking on the phone with your family, and it's all dialogue decisions that you're making. And so it's just this short little story where you use this method of just talking on the phone, making decisions to learn more about these people, and then achieve the ending. I don't want to spoil anything.
Does this have any relation to Gone Home? Or is this a totally different idea?
Totally different.
Oh, okay. Because I saw 3/4 Home and I was like, what? Is that some kind of extension?
No.
Oh,
okay. It's just its own little
its
thing.
own deal.
It was on sale for $2, so I picked it up. Played it at night, put my headphones in, and I enjoyed it.
I like that.
It was a fun little romp. And so on top of that, I played The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Oh,
haven't finished it yet.
That's
but
supposed
I'm liking
to be good.
Oh yeah,
I've heard good things. I've heard it's very pretty game.
It is very pretty. I'm liking the puzzles, but that gets me on. Like as I'm playing it, I'm like, I like this, but this isn't the type of game that's for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this game will scratch like an itch that I hadn't had, where it's with these walking simulators.
Right.
But I now know that I don't really care about these games. This one in particular is very good. It has good puzzles. I'm enjoying it, but I don't need to play other games because I now know.
The walking simulator type games.
Yeah, they don't speak to me.
Yeah, see, I get real into them.
So this is a one and done, but I'm enjoying it. It has a nice story that's going on, and I'm interested to see what happens. Very confusing. I'm very lost.
It's about a detective who's dead, right? Isn't that
I don't know.
gist?
I don't know if he's dead.
Oh, he might not be dead?
He's looking for a kid that vanished, and you're uncovering the clues of what happened.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I thought he was a fucking ghost.
He could be. He's got some weird powers. Thanks for spoiling it for me, Rick, if that's true. Swear to God, I'll kill you right here and now. You better watch yourself.
I'm like almost positive that that's something that's revealed, like, in the title art of the game.
Yeah. He might be, Rick.
I'm looking it up on the Steam store page right now.
Yeah, he's got some ghostly powers.
He's a ghost.
Actually, now that you've mentioned it, it's starting to make sense. Sometimes these things just pass me by.
Let's see.
Watch it be in the description for the game.
Supernatural detective work.
Okay.
He's a spooky ghost.
Technically, that doesn't mean he's a ghost. He could communicate with ghostly spirits. Alright. But yeah, he's probably a ghost. So thanks, Rick. Thanks for giving me a new perspective.
Anytime, that's what I'm here for.
And then on top of that, your boy's been playing a little Disney Infinity 3.0.
Of course,
Picked up the Force Awakens playset. It was 50% off.
There's a reason that they're 50% off.
Well, I'm taking advantage of those reasons, Rick.
Oh, boy.
I don't need to pay full price. And it was a fun little romp. The Force Awakens pack, a little dicey, because it's like, here's that new movie. We can kind of follow it, but we can't bring out any of the big guns of the movie.
Okay, because they don't want to spoil the movie.
Exactly. So nothing important actually happens.
Yeah, I mean, from a child's Toys to Life game, that's what I would expect.
Yeah. So, but my Rey,
what I don't expect
she's level 18,
is for a grown man to be playing a child's Toys to Life game. That's where I start to get confused.
Hey, buddy. They have like a convention for it now, and there's a lot of grown men playing Toys to Life games.
Oh yeah, and I bet they all love the convention.
Probably. It's probably fun.
Jesus.
People show off their latest and greatest custom levels.
I don't know. I don't know how to take that information. I mean, I guess to each their own, but
shove it up your butt, Rick.
It's
and take it real good.
It's a little much for me.
To each their own, indeed. So that's what I've been playing this past week.
Well, what I've been playing is one game, and it's our main topic for the week. So, you want to jump into that?
Let's do it.
All right. So today we're doing early access discussion. Kind of, instances where it's worked well, instances where it hasn't worked so well, and what kind of sparked this discussion for me is a early access game that did it probably the best you can do it, which is Darkest Dungeon. Game came out last week, and it is
the official release.
The official full release. It is out. Coming to, I believe, PS4. Don't think it's out on PS4 yet.
Yeah,
but I think
it's coming to Vita as well.
Oh, it's coming to Vita?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I would love some Darkest Dungeon on the go. I'll buy the shit out of that on Vita.
I don't want to alarm you.
Yeah.
But I did mention it in our Vita Quickie section of episode 1.
Did you?
Yeah, so it shows how much you care.
Yeah, I forgot completely.
About anything that we do. Just like when you showed up 10 minutes late to record the cast. I'm really we're 3 episodes in, I'm really starting to understand you better.
Listen, I am 110% dedicated to this cast.
I'm saying more like 85%.
Who's the one who learned Audacity to do this?
Hey man, I just learned it right now.
You learned how to hit the record button.
I think I'm on top here.
That's, I'm learning how to put 2 audio tracks together and put some dank tunes in the front and back.
Rick, we can point fingers on who's fantastic here, but they're going to end up on me because I'm playing Disney Infinity.
Oh my god. I can't argue with that kind of logic.
Exactly, it's pretty sound.
Well, not because it's sound, but because I'm just not going to get anywhere.
True. So, alright, early access.
Early access. Darkest Dungeon came out, oh man, I want to say it was 2 years ago?
Really?
On early access. Maybe, was it a full 2? It feels like it was a full 2. I played it when it first hit early access, and I feel like that was a while ago. Like, I wasn't at NAU yet, so it was at least a full year ago. I think it was 2. I think it was 2 years ago. Wow. And it was a full experience in its own right then. It had, I think, most of the character classes that we have now, bar a couple. I think Abomination is new, Man-at-Arms is new. Arbalest might be new. Not sure on that one. But we had most of the classes. We had the core game was done. All of the, stress healing and those mechanics were all there. Mm-hmm. They added a few things since then for the balance purposes. Like, they added corpses, and they changed the, how stun works. So you can't just chain stun. Because that was the thing you used to do in early access. You would bring a healer, and you would just stun the last enemy in the fight, and you would just heal your whole party while you chain stunned, which was not particularly fair. So they changed that. So now if you're cheeky and you try to just stun somebody over and over, they get a buff that gives them 70% stun resist. And then if you keep doing it, they'll actually call for reinforcements, and the reinforcements will always be harder than the enemies that you just defeated. So,
oh wow,
they're like, you can't do that anymore, bud. So
I like that.
So
trying to get you for being cheeky,
right? So besides balance changes, really, the game was there 2 years ago, and it was good. It was great. I loved it. But then I put it away, and I was like, I'm not gonna play it till full release. Kind of forgot about it, and I came back to it this week.
Steam Early Access, February 3rd, 2015. So a year.
Was it? It had to have been more than a year. Was it only a year?
Yeah, it says January 30th, 2015 for backers.
Wow, I guess it was only a year.
Here we go.
Huh.
Rick losing his facts.
Huh. Man, time is weird.
Time is weird.
Anyway, though.
Just think, bud, in a number of years, we'll all be dead anyways.
That's true, so it doesn't really matter when Darkest Dungeon came out.
Time is a fickle thing.
Time will take us all.
Exactly. So yeah, back on track.
What was I saying?
Sorry.
All right. Okay, so they added a couple dungeons since then, which is nice. And they've added some different types of missions and things. And the last thing they added for full release was the Darkest Dungeon, which is the end game, essentially. Because before full release, there was no you win game state. You just kind of went forever. So the Darkest Dungeon is how you beat the game. And I haven't been in there yet because you need all level 6 heroes. And getting a full squad of level 6s is real hard. I don't even have a level 4 yet. Because I've restarted.
I've heard the game is very challenging.
It is. It's a game, for me, that is like immense highs and then extreme lows. Because even like your most powerful, most well-equipped hero can just get cocked by RNG and just die. Like, I had a level 3 Houndmaster, like, full trinkets, fully upgraded as high as I could get him, and he took 2 crits, and that was it. Dead.
That was it for him.
That was it for him.
His time had come.
He took 2 real nasty crits, got put on death's door, and then was bleeding, and the bleed killed him.
And sent him right to the void.
So
he could listen to this cast.
He could listen to the cast. And I'm sure he's enjoying it.
Probably not.
He's probably not.
It's probably garbage.
This week, though, the sound quality is going to be better, so maybe he'll get into it a little bit more.
So maybe they'll overlook the garbage content.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rick's being late, lack of facts,
The
everything.
Disney Infinity talk, mostly.
Rick, one day I'm going to have fans who'll be like, man, Devin really knows his Disney Infinity.
He really knows the Toys to Life genre. I respect that.
He really speaks to me.
We can only hope.
We can. So now, Darkest Dungeon definitely sounds like it did early access right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, personally, early access, betas, whatever, I don't care. When the game is out, I will play it.
Yeah.
I don't need to play it before then.
Well, you're a console boy.
Exactly.
So you rarely have
the
access to the early access, I suppose.
Yeah. So but I've also trained my mind. The Division beta is coming out, and everyone and their mother can get into it. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'll play the game when it's out. Don't tease me.
True.
By letting me play now and nothing matters because I won't have it in the actual game.
I'm kind of the same way with the Street Fighter V beta. Or it's not, they call it a beta, it really is just an early access thing. Because literally every patch, they change so much stuff about the characters that, like, because all I would do in the beta really is go into the lab and just practice combos and stuff, so I'm ready for when 5 actually comes out. And they change so much shit every patch that stuff that I would practice, there's like a 50% chance it wouldn't work anymore.
Exactly.
So it's like, what's the point? I'll buy it on February 16th and I'll play it then. It's fine.
Yeah, so everyone has their own opinion on, like, do they need to play it now, get that early access? Personally, I don't need it. When it's out, I'm ready for it. Until then,
I wanted to talk about Darkest Dungeon because one is the game I'm playing this week, and it is an example of early access done right. But the issue is, it is a very rare example of early access done right. As I'm a PC boy mostly, and early access on Steam, I think it's mostly considered a plague because people just put out games that straight up aren't done yet. And they say, yeah, we'll totally finish them if you just give us a little money now. And you give them the money, and then the game never really gets done.
Yeah, it's the practices that are pretty bad.
Um,
The only early access game that I actually remember playing was when we played Rust.
Rust, Rust I'm kind of two minds on, because on the one hand, I played that early access version of Rust for about 300 hours. So
Yeah, I played for about 40.
I got my money's worth. But Rust is technically, in my opinion, an example of early access done wrong, because the game still, first off, the guy made the game, and that's which is what we played. And then instead of building, and I understand why he did it to an extent. He was having a lot of technical difficulties with the engine, but pretty much he decided, yeah, this version of Rust, it's fucked. I'm never going to update it. I'm essentially starting over. And so the Rust that we all played became Rust Legacy, and the main Rust was pushed onto Steam, and that version, I checked into it a couple months ago, and that version of Rust still does not have parity with the Rust Legacy. So essentially, this new game he's been working on now for like a year or 2 years, it's still not as good as the one he had, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, I bought the game expecting the game to move forward from the position it was already in, when instead it went back to 0, and is, I believe, maybe just now approaching the level of parity that it had with Legacy, and maybe starting to surpass it in some ways. Like, I've seen some stuff now where they have different types of armor for different parts of the body, which was never in Legacy, and things like that, and different weapons. But for a long, long time, the Rust that he was pushing, the Rust that he was building, was unplayable, essentially, when compared to Rust Legacy. And it's not like he took away Rust Legacy, but it's the principle of the thing. I was expecting the Rust that I bought to get better progressively, and it never did. It stopped and then went back to 0. And by the time it got back up to where it is now, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't want to play Rust.
Yeah, so that is an example of it done wrong.
But that said, Rust Legacy gave me, like I said, 300 hours. So
yeah, so you got your money's worth. I feel like I got mine. I played a good 40 hours. I had fun.
Yeah.
But it's going back. Like, I want the game when it comes out, and if I would have followed that same mentality, I never would have had played Rust, because they took their original idea, they threw it down the drain, and they just jacked it all up.
They did.
So that's an example of where I'm like, yeah, I did actually enjoy this early access. So, maybe early access is alright, but then looking forward, I'm like, no, I don't like this one bit.
Yeah, and it's tough, because early access can do some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
It allows companies that maybe don't have the money to make the game that they want to, in a sense, pitch a premise.
Yeah.
But the thing of where I get stuck on that is, does that premise belong in an actual game store like Steam?
Yeah, it comes down to the practice. It's wrong. It's kind of like with Kickstarter. You can go support these games, and then you get strung along when they delay them for online things and stuff like that,
That's true, but at least Kickstarter, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
In the sense that you are paying for an idea. You are paying for a plan that may or may not come to fruition. They tell you that's right at the gate. Whereas
very true.
As Steam, there is a certain expectation that I am buying this game. I'm not buying this isn't an idea store. This is a game store. So I'm buying this game. I expect it to, function and work as intended, which is why I think early access is okay in like the case of Darkest Dungeon, because they put out a complete experience that in my opinion was worth $20 when it came out in early access, and it's only gained in value now. But you have games like Rust that maybe were not necessarily ready for early access when they came to early access.
Yeah. Now, okay, so with that, that is where the practice is wrong. Is people are taking games that are nowhere near completion,
Right.
and releasing them, whereas they need to do what Darkest Dungeon does or did. Have your game done to very close, and like put it out on early access so you can use that to fix balance and not recreate your whole game. And very few people are doing that.
They're using it as a crutch. They're like, oh crap, we're out of money. Yeah. Let's put it out now, tell people what it's going to be to get them stoked, and then have them buy it so that we can keep making that game. Well, the idea is to keep making that game.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully we'll keep it, but if they give us enough money, maybe we'll just fucking cut and run. Fuck it. Because Steam has no recourse for that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you bought the game, you played the refund thing sort of, but if you play more than 2 hours, it's yours. You can't return it anymore. Or you have it for more than 2 weeks.
It takes it takes more than 2 hours to really know sometimes.
Or it takes more than 2 weeks to realize, hey, these devs are fucking abandoning this game.
Yeah.
I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, it's just, this is a thing of practice, and it's left up to the developers, and we have people that are good, people that aren't so hot.
Yep.
And just they're allowed to roam free.
Yeah, guys,
we don't have enough people.
DayZ, same situation.
I haven't looked at DayZ in a long time.
Well, DayZ was a mod for Arma, obviously.
Yeah,
and
I played that mod.
The mod was pretty good. But then the guy said, hey, give me $40, and I will make a standalone version of DayZ. And a lot of people gave him $40. A lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And DayZ was a big thing.
As far as I know, that game still does not have parity with the mod.
I remember a long time ago hearing about them wanting to put it on consoles and everything.
Yeah,
and it just
never
died.
Happened. The DayZ dev pretty much did take the money and run.
Let's see. Another... Don't Starve, actually. I believe I did play the early access version for a little bit.
Yeah, Don't Starve is kind of the same deal as
Darkest
Dungeon. Don't Starve was a complete experience.
Well, no, actually. Don't Starve, when I first played it, radically...
Really?
The basics are still there, but it was radically dumbed down to what it is now. There was a completely different system for creating your items. The maps...
How early did you play it? Because when I had it in early access as well, and the core mechanics were not different for me.
I want to say, actually...
It didn't have as much stuff, but the idea of the game, the core gameplay was all there.
Yeah, it was there, but it did advance a lot from when I played it. I want to say, thinking back, I remember gifting you my other... Because you got early access in 2s, and I gifted you mine when the first Hobbit movie came out. Because I remember us making Hobbit quotes into the gifts that we were doing on Steam. But you never played it. Because you were a horrible friend and you didn't accept my gift.
Yeah. Was that Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together?
Don't Starve Together came out as a full package. Essentially the same as what it is now. They just made it better improvements. Don't Starve Original. Yeah, the core mechanics were there. You still did the same thing, but they radically improved. You used to throw items into a machine and it would give you these points that you could spend to craft new things. And it was pretty broken because it was easy to manipulate and just get whatever you want. The maps didn't really work. The randomly generated maps were just like big circles. And they didn't have mechanics like insanity, stuff like that. Like there wasn't even a thought of that yet. So this was bare basics.
So what would you call that then? Would you call it done right or done wrong?
It's tough because they took that and they did right with it. They made the right game. But it could have gone either way because it was the bare bones. They did exactly what we don't want, and to put out a game with nothing. Yeah.
That's a concept.
But they took it.
Someday this will be this.
They delivered on that promise.
We
all
promise.
The way through. It's on consoles now. They have Don't Starve Together. They just released their new expansion where you have boats. They're doing everything right.
Yeah.
but we gave them money not knowing that that could have been the actual truth.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough because you can say that they should put out a complete game first, but at the end of the day, what qualifies as a complete game, first off, and second off, there's so much early access stuff pushed onto Steam that to have them curate everything that comes through would be almost impossible.
It is.
So I think it in a sense it's kind of up to the consumer to sort of do their own research and figure out, if this early access game is worth picking up.
But it's hard because like Don't Starve, there was no research to do. It was a brand new developer, really, and so it's like you can't research anything. You don't know. You can pay with your wallet. You can say, "Hey, I want this game," but you really don't know if you're going to be screwed over.
Yeah.
And if we just say don't do that at all, games like Don't Starve probably would have never seen the light of day.
Yeah. It's tough.
It is.
It's a tough call to make. I think I would rather have the overabundance of shitty early access games as long as
still come out.
We get the few. We get the gems. Because those games wouldn't exist probably without early access. And I love me some Don't Starve, and I love me some Darkest Dungeon.
I put a lot of hours into that.
Like, if Darkest Dungeon hadn't done early access, they might not have had the money. I know they did a Kickstarter, but they might not have had the ability to put in all the stuff. Maybe they only had, the Ruins and the Darkest Dungeon, and they didn't have the money to make the 3 other dungeons, or maybe they only had the money to maybe not make another class or something. Like, I'm glad this game got the money and was able to be fleshed out as much as it was.
Yeah, so there's no solution to this, but it is, do the pros outweigh the cons by having those gems come out?
Yeah. In my opinion, yes. But I know a lot of people would say no, but it doesn't.
I don't, besides those 2 games I've played, early access doesn't mean much to me in the sense that I'm not going to do it. So I can't say that I'm all right with just those gems coming out on top of all the garbage. But I
think it's different for me because first off, I'm very much involved in the gaming scene, and so I get burned much less than just somebody who goes on Steam, looks at the top sellers, says, "Hey, that looks cool," and picks it up. I research so I have been burned much less by early access than a lot of other people have. Like, I saw DayZ for what it was, I didn't buy it. I saw H1Z1 for what it was, didn't buy it. Even though H1Z1 actually ended up being okay.
Yeah, I don't think...
Although I think they still make you pay real money to play the only mode that's worthwhile, which is their Battle Royale mode. Like, you have to buy into that with tickets or something. Maybe they changed that, I don't know. But that was pretty shady.
Yeah, I don't think I'm invested enough to say whether it's a good or bad thing necessarily. Yeah,
it depends on who you are. I think if you're just a casual dude who wants to buy the next great survival game, then early access has probably burned you many, many times.
Definitely.
But I think as someone who is more careful and enjoys researching games because it's a hobby that I like, I don't get burned. So it's easier for me to say early access is a good thing because I really only get the gems that come out of it. So I think it depends. I think it's early access kind of takes advantage of the less informed.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables to this, which is why it was an interesting discussion.
Interesting little chat.
You have any other points you would like to throw out?
I think we covered all of it.
So,
I think
I think so.
Her up?
I think we accomplished what we
wrap
want.
It up.
I do one day want to consider a new segment to pop at the end, something short and sweet. But right now we don't have it.
Yeah. maybe someday we'll have listener mail.
Maybe we get our listener mail. It's just people talking garbage to us. It's like, hey, your cast sucks, guys. I'll read it out loud, easy peasy.
We'll read it out loud,
and we'll say
easy
thank
peasy.
you. So, all right, and then last thing, I think
now
we're gonna be releasing these on Thursdays. Actually, now Thursday mornings. Last week we said Wednesdays.
Well, I know. It's probably gonna be Thursday for a while. I'd like to bring it back to Wednesday because we record on Wednesday. I like to get it out on Wednesday, but I have to learn how to put audio tracks together, and make them sync up properly. And God knows how long that will take. At this point,
and
never done it before.
You're busy Wednesdays later, and so am I. So I have that young work. Gotta make those dollar bills to pay for your early access games. And my rumored Paper Mario.
Oh yeah, you're 5 to 10 today. I got.
Ugh. So yeah, you guys, you listeners, you have a great one.
Yep. Signing off.
Next week, episode 4.
That one's gonna be a review. You don't want to miss that one.
Yeah, sure. I don't even know if we have a topic yet.